So let me break this down. You were assigned to help deal with people breaking the rules by finding them with our class money. That is your classroom job, right?
Yes.
But instead of that, you decided to let some people slide while overcharging others.
Yes.
That's against the rules of your class job.
Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to suspend you from recess or some...
You have a text.
Don't look at that. That's mine.
Is that the English teacher?
Suspension lifted.
School. A pretty divisive topic. Some people hate it because it can suck up all your time and be super stressful with the work. Other people love it because it opens the door for opportunities like clubs and friends. As for myself, I don't really care. I've just kind of been through this enough times where I'm just kind of tired. School is school. I'm gonna have to go regardless of what my opinion on it is, so it's just easy for me to not have one. School nowadays is almost just a backdrop to me now. It comes, it goes, whatever. With that being said, doing the song and dance for as long as I have has actually given me some pretty good story options to work with. I know, crazy, right? School can actually be interesting, but we all know that I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't have at least something to talk about. You clicked on this video for school stories, so let's just get into that. So the first story starts off in kindergarten. Yeah, kindergarten. The tutorial level of school. We're going way back for this one. I don't remember all the specifics or anything because obviously I was in kindergarten, but I do remember the main gist of what happened. Basically, the teacher had us all sit down on the mat in the front of the room so she could teach us some stuff. You know, the carpet thing. This thing. Anyway, so every day we would all huddle in the front of the room on this little mat. And every day we do activities. In this story, we had whiteboards, so I'm just gonna assume we were doing math or something. I apparently was getting quite bored of doing math, because let's be honest, who wouldn't get bored of doing math? And so I decided to doodle, which I still do. But instead of drawing on the perfectly suitable whiteboard that I had in my lap, I decided it was a great idea to draw on the mat, while I sat in front of the teacher. Obviously, do not do this. I ended up having to scrub it off the ground using a bucket of water and some soap. After this, you'd think I'd learn not to mess with school property, but I guess it didn't, because I ended up messing with school property again a few years later. So when I was a kid, I used to be really big in this game called Prodigy. It's basically like an average RPG, but instead of doing action commands like A and B and Mario and Luigi, you have to do math.
Wow, Mooney! That sounds really boring and lame.
Nope, you're wrong. It was actually pretty good. Not that it really matters though, because that's not what the story is about. The one time, I was scrolling through my emails. Probably because I forgot my Prodigy password or something. I don't know, I don't remember. I'm just guessing. I did end up getting an email, but it wasn't what I was expecting. It was a guide from the IT guy on how to factory reset a school Chromebook, which was not on my to-do list that day, but I figured, you know what, I have it, might as well take that as a bonus. I told my best friend at the time about it, and we decided to test it out. We were joking around because we didn't expect it to work at all, and then it did. I was not expecting for this computer to have no security and be so easy to break, but at least things worked out for me. But I'm just as surprised as you are, but nothing bad actually happened. Speaking of moments that ended badly though, back in my school we had a student reward system. Every time a teacher saw you do something good, you'd get a pass, and then you could trade those passes in for rewards and stuff. Oh, by the way, this story still takes place in kindergarten, so I think you can see where this is going from that context alone. Most teachers had a pad on them, so that way they could give out reward passes whenever they needed to. So, I stole one. And then I told my mom about it, as if she was gonna think that was cool. I obviously got in major trouble for this. Again, man, kindergarten was not a good year for me. So let's jump ahead a bit. In 5th grade, we had a classroom job type thing, and we even got paid. It's fake money, obviously, but still. And at the end of every month, the teacher would hold an auction, and you could use your fake money to bid for actual items. It was pretty cool. It's like real life, except you don't have to pay any taxes. I think it was supposed to teach us about responsibility and good spending habits and stuff like that. But all it made me do was basically hoard all of my money and be corrupt and swindle and scam people out of theirs to line my own pockets. I was a police officer, and that meant I was supposed to find people who were breaking class rules and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that I also just personally targeted people. I'd penalize people for the most little reasons, overcharge them by an extra digit every once in a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if I may or may not have blackmailed a few people. I could use a $500 bill as a bookmark, and even if I lost that thing, it would not have made a big enough difference for my finances. I wish I was that well off in real life. By the time the day of the final auction came around, I had Monopoly money laundered myself a big stack of cash, and I was ready to blow it.
All right, everyone, it's the last week of school, so this is gonna be the last auction ever. I don't care. First item, a random DVD from Lil Rascals. Any bids?
I'll be $2,000.
Okay, we have $2,000.
$4,500.
Scratch that. $4,500.
I'll double it.
Okay, $9,000.
Double to 9,002.
What? It's a random DVD.
Multiply by the square root of pi right to the...
Nobody is betting against
I
you.
still have that DVD, by the way. I never ended up using it. I have it, though. All I really cared about was winning. Look, some of the plastic wrap is literally still on the packaging. I didn't even bother to peel all of it off. Me trying to find it for this video was probably the most amount of attention I've given it in years. Speaking of years, these next two stories gained legendary status in my elementary school the entire time I was there. So for some reason, my school playground just had zero security whatsoever. There was a gate, but I can't say I ever saw the gate actually be closed. Actually, I question if there was even a gate at all. I'm pretty sure it was just a fence with a hinge where a gate should be. And one day, after a typical weekend, we came back to a giant drawn on the blacktop. And everyone thought it was hilarious. Top of that, they also carved I had on the slide on the play structure. I hope they got the help they need, because doing that at an elementary school is very... yeah. Regardless though, this still made history in the school. The janitor had to carve it out, but you could still see the spot where it was in the slide. And while the chalk on the blacktop eventually faded, no one would ever forget its presence. Especially when during that time, it didn't rain. So we just watched during recess as a bunch of adults was pouring buckets of water on it to try and make it go away. It was a legendary story passed down from generations of school children until they eventually replaced the play structure and repaved the blacktop. And now I'm sharing it with you all. Consider it my gift to you.